Alright, hello guys, welcome back to Hardcore Minecraft, and today we have a very big, ambitious goal that you can probably see from the title of this video, is today we're going to be planting roughly 10,000 wheat. In other words, I'm going to pick out a 100 by 100 area, and I'm going to turn the entire area into just a big wheat farm. It's an idea that's part stupid and part practical. It's dumb, it's overboard, it's a bit excessive, but at the same time, the last episode, you didn't get to see it too much, but I had a big issue with food. I kept running out of food, and it was stressing me out. So today, we're going to hopefully solve that problem for the rest of the series by planting a ridiculous amount of wheat. So with that said, let's get to it. And I will say, I am still slightly sick, so I might sound a little different. I feel like I sound mostly back to normal, but I don't know. You might notice a slight difference. Oh, I just realized I only have 4 wheat seeds. Oh, it's gonna be rough if I'm trying to plant 10,000, but okay. It's alright. It's all I got. Okay, so I'm thinking this big old mountain over here, I'm thinking that's where I'm gonna want to build the farm. Because yes, it is the top of a mountain, but it's relatively flat. Like, it doesn't look all that oddly shaped. So I'm thinking I should definitely be able to find a pretty good 100 by 100 area on top of that mountain. Okay, we're getting real close to making it there. The terrain is just a bit weird to navigate, I guess would be the word. Okay, right here is looking like it's the most consistently flat area. We're definitely going to want to include this within our 100 by 100 area. Because here's the thing. It's going to be a 100 by 100 area, but it doesn't have to be like all on the same level. You know, it doesn't have to all be like perfectly flat. You know, as long as it's the right size, that's mostly what matters to me. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and plant a little bit here just so I can have some stuff that's gonna, you know, start growing. But for now, I need to set, you know, that right there so that the water isn't going to turn into ice. That is unfortunately an issue we have to deal with since we're in a snow biome. You know, it's very cold, which I do have a plan to figure out for the big farm that doesn't involve just placing torches next to it, but I will get to that in a second. For now, I gotta do this. Oh god, I can already tell people are gonna be upset about me for doing a 3x1 instead of a 2x2. But you know what? That's on you. If this upsets you, that's your own fault, okay? I'm just vibing over here. I'm just trying to survive, man. I'm just trying to get food so I live through this cold winter. Cut me some slack here, alright? Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and make a chest and set it over here. I guess for now, I'll keep the snowballs. I'm probably not gonna actually keep them long term, but for now, they're in a chest, alright? They're there and they exist. But I'm pretty sure over here earlier I saw yes, I did. Okay, pumpkins. This is very important to what we're doing here today. Because like I briefly mentioned earlier, we're in a cold biome, and we're pretty high up. So I'm not 100% sure on this, but I'm pretty sure any water I place is pretty much guaranteed to freeze into ice. And for a farm, you know, you need water. You need water for your crops. And a way to keep your water from freezing in a cold area is to keep it warm. And the simplest way to do that is to just place a torch next to it. You know, that'll keep it warm, keep it good. But doing that would like minimize how many spaces we had to plant wheat. So instead of doing that, I had the idea, what if I use jack-o'-lanterns? So, I was betting on pumpkins today, so like make jack-o'-lanterns, and I officially have 25 pumpkins, so we're good. If I go ahead and make shears here, fun fact, place some of these bad boys down, look at that. So I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna line the outside here with pumpkin seeds. Okay, from here I've got a couple jobs, a couple tasks, and admittedly none of them are very fun, but that's okay. Because I am going to flatten things out a little bit around here. I'm not going to do too much, but I'm going to make things a little bit more even, a little bit easier to work around. Okay, so I've done a little bit of landscaping, admittedly nothing too crazy. I will definitely have to do a decent amount more here pretty soon. But yeah, I've gotten things started. In the process of me getting things started, oh, I was not ready. But yeah, in the process of me getting things started, I've realized that, you know, starting to do landscaping before I've fully outlined things isn't that smart of an idea, believe it or not. It's kind of a little important to know what area you're gonna build in before you start flattening the area out. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna go ahead and get our outline sorted, I guess. And now you've officially made it to the part of the video where I get to narrate things for you, because this project ended up being a lot bigger than I expected it to be, which honestly, I don't know what I was expecting here. You know, I basically just started this series, this world. I'm already starting this, which is actually a pretty big project. I mean, all things considered, it's not the biggest project, but it is definitely a pretty good size. Definitely takes a while to do. So I don't know what I was expecting there, but apparently it wasn't this. But with that said, once I had the general outline of the 100 by 100 area figured out, it was just time for a whole hell of a lot of grinding. Because really the main issue I ran into while working on this project was just trying to work with the land here, because the area I was working on was decently flat. You know, it wasn't super crazy all over the place, unpredictable, but I mean, whenever you're working with this big of an area, things aren't gonna be perfectly flat or really work 100% in your favor, or if they do, you are very, very lucky. So I was trying to figure out in my head how I wanted to work with the land and how I wanted to, you know, just make things work out, basically. Because from the very start, I decided that I didn't want this to just be an entirely 100% flat thing, you know, everything's all on the same level. I wanted to kind of sort of go with the terrain, but at the same time, I still didn't want to go with it too much, because if I had too much of a slope or too much of a difference in height from one area to another, and I didn't handle that well enough, I would be wasting a lot of blocks that could have wheat on them. Because to go from one level of wheat down to the other, I would have like stairs or slabs in between them. Obviously, you can't grow wheat on spruce stairs. That's not how it works. So I was struggling, having to rack my brain of what to do, until eventually I had an idea, which basically boiled down to, what if instead of just going down one block at a time, we went down multiple? Instead of going down one block, then having a little bit of farm, then going down one block, then a little bit of farm, and continuing that, we could instead go down 3 blocks, have a little bit of farm, go down 3 more blocks, and have a little bit of farm. It sounded like a good idea in my head, so you know, I got to working on that, doing some manual labor, digging up some dirt, and placing some other dirt. And I will say the final product of that aspect of things is a bit funky. It's a bit weird, but it's not bad. It looks strange, but it doesn't look ugly, which is really what all I need, so I'll take it, you know, it works out. But then outside of that, a lot of the rest of this project was very self-explanatory. You know, you run around, you place down some water, make sure there's a certain amount of blocks apart so that everything will be fertilized, go through, till all the land, and then we pick up all the crops that we have grown to get more seeds from that, and then place on a bunch of seeds, and wow, look at that, you got a massive farm. And I will say, all in all, I am pretty proud of how this turned out, because I mean, it sure is a big farm, and that was my goal from the start here, was one big wheat farm, and I definitely accomplished that, so alright, I'll take it.